Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here in rainy Foley Square. We're here under the Municipal Building today, Monday, March 24th, 2025. Last week, now we have to say this, we're going to talk about DC, we're going to talk about a lot of things, but last week we covered to its very end the trial of Bronx drill rapper K-Flock. And the reason this is our lead item is that over the weekend we put out, yes, a book. It's called Courthouse Rap, From Tekashi 6ix9ine to K-Flock, and it involves the trial of Kevin Perez and the use of rap music lyrics as evidence, and the not guilty on the murder and aid of racketeering charge, count number 2. So you can find the book on Amazon. It's both a paperback, an ebook, and an audiobook, and it's called Courthouse Rap. We're going to use it to, we're going to expand upon it in other trials that we're covering. Maybe including this Sean Combs Diddy, although who knows? We've already written 2 books about that case. Did he do it, and did he detain? Okay, that said, today at 1:30, the DC Circuit Court of Appeals will be hearing the case we've been covering since a Saturday about 10 days ago. JGG against Trump. It's the case of the flights of the Tren de Aragua and others to El Salvador prisons. Now the DC Circuit Court of Appeals will have 30 minutes of argument on each side, beginning at 1:30, and we are covering it. This is a major case that we're covering. We're just coming out. Why are we out here? Why are we north of the courthouse? Because at 9:30, mayoral candidate here in New York City, Zohran Mamdani, held a rain-swept press conference, which we attended and asked questions at. He was announcing that he's hit the maximum for campaign finance matching, and he's going to stop fundraising, but began door knocking 1 million doors in the next 3 months before the primary. I asked him whether he thought Eric Adams is actually running, since he's kind of gone invisible on the campaign trail, and whether Adams is entitled or eligible for campaign matching funds. He said he has no idea what Adams is doing, and he thinks that there are serious questions about his eligibility for matching funds, given not only the indictment, which is at the Southern District just around the corner, but also questions raised by the Campaign Finance Board. He was pretty ascendant. He was mostly focusing his fire on Andrew Cuomo and what he called his big donors, big Republican donors. That was what he said. Meanwhile, we're covering the United Nations. We have a lot of questions for them. They haven't answered any of them, including, here's a question. I'm going to try to put this delicately. In the case that we're covering about Mahmoud Khalil, it arose that he'd worked for UNRWA, the UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian refugees in the Near East. I think it's a long name. And it's an agency that itself has admitted that some of its staff participated on October 7th. So we asked, it's a purely factual question, for confirmation that Mahmoud Khalil worked for UNRWA. It was on his LinkedIn page, so it's a pretty obvious thing. Well, they refused to answer. The UN has refused to answer that for weeks. And now, of course, it's arisen in the case, rightfully or wrongfully, that it should have been included on his visa application. They're going to use this as the basis beyond protest and First Amendment speech for his proposed ouster. But I will say this: whatever you think of that case, I believe that the United Nations, as an agency taking public funds, it's absolutely outrageous that they won't answer written questions from let's put it this way, they've banned inner city press from entering, but accredited journalists, including at the courthouse, about their use of public funds to pay a person. It's absolutely unacceptable, and this is the litmus test 2025. Not only the restoration of access to inner city press to ask these questions, but I don't want to say ouster, accountability for how public funds are spent and answering questions about them. To be continued, Inner City Press.